The officials include the country heads of the UN Children's Fund and the UN Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs and an individual attached to the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights. The expulsion of senior officials comes just days after the UN's Emergency Relief Coordinator Martin Griffiths confirmed that a months-long de facto humanitarian blockade in Tigray had restricted aid deliveries to around 10% of what the war-torn region required. In a statement, the Secretary-General insisted that all UN humanitarian operations were guided by the core principles of humanity, impartiality, neutrality and independence, in a tacit rejection of the Ethiopian government's claims of interference in the internal affairs of the country.
In Ethiopia, the UN is delivering life-saving aid, including food, medicine, water and sanitation supplies to people in desperate need. I have full confidence in the UN staff who are in Ethiopia doing this work. The UN is committed to helping Ethiopian people who rely on humanitarian assistance. We are now engaging with the government of Ethiopia in the expectation that the concerned UN staff will be allowed to continue their important work.
The 10-month-old war between Ethiopia's federal troops and the Tigray People's Liberation Front has left thousands dead, with 90% of the Tigray population in need of humanitarian help. Additionally, the UN believes hundreds of thousands of people in the north of the country are already living in famine conditions. Watch my exchange with the UN spokesperson.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs says they've been expelled for meddling in internal affairs. Does the UN have any additional information that has been proffered by the Ethiopian government as to what this meddling might have entailed?
I will not comment on this again, just referring to what the SG said, that he was shocked at the news today, and to reinforce that really, once again, I don't think we can say strongly enough that the needs of the population are great. I think you all heard Martin Griffiths this week and other senior officials talking about the situation on the ground and how desperate, we hear talks of people being in famine-like conditions. So the situation is really dire.
What are the real-time consequences if these people were to be expelled? How does that impact your operations on the ground?
I think on this, operations, as we said, access was difficult. Having fewer people who can manage, who can plan, execute humanitarian operations, of course, has an impact.
The U.S. administration of President Joe Biden earlier this month threatened to impose sanctions on individuals fueling the conflict in Ethiopia. Both sides to the fighting accused the other of obstructing aid convoys that have for months struggled to reach populations in desperate need. Sherwin Briceby's SABC News, New York.